There's so many craftsmen and artisans that have been involved in creating this space.
Fitzrovia's got such a long history with the arts. You know, it'd be such a shame not to put emphasis on what goes on the walls. My work is quite figurative, it's usually characters. I come from a place of kind of storytelling. I studied creative writing, so even though obviously I'm a visual artist, I was actually thinking about writers and the sort of literary world of Fitzrovia. My dad used to work on Charlotte Street, just around the corner, so I know the area quite well. The idea of having some work, you know, in a little corner of Fitzrovia is, it's great.
I draw a lot on mythology, illuminated manuscripts, medieval art. We've really tried to bring as much kind of like the natural landscape into the space as possible. I'm hoping that people feel kind of tranquil and calm. When I'm working with a client, I generally try and keep it as simple as possible. Otherwise you go over budget or things get too complicated. In this case, I was really excited to actually try and see if we could work together and make something really kind of nuanced and, you know, complex.
Shapes are endless in their formations and how you manipulate them. The thing I'm trying to aim for whenever I create an artwork is how you can mix different formations together to create a very balanced piece that evokes a feeling or what you're trying to represent in a room. I think the research into the area and the history was like something that really spoke to me as well. They really wanted to create a thoughtful hotel.
I spent a lot of time here. I mean, the amount of steps I must have done around this area is insane. The one side of things was about capturing a scene that felt kind of honest to the area. And then on top of that, it was about finding characters. And there's characters which really jump out at you. Someone who wears incredibly garish clothing or has something visually unique about them. That's great, but it's about uncovering the people who maybe you wouldn't notice on sort of first looking, and then you chat to them and you realise that they were someone who has lived in this area for 50, 60 years.
My artistic practice has always been a sort of meditation for me on my life experience. I derive a lot of inspiration from architecture, interior design, decorative objects, specifically of Art Deco and Modernism era. Getting approached by the Newman, it was a delight. It's just such a beautiful and very thoughtful and very conceptually driven project.
I've always been a fan of having my work in cafes and bars and restaurants. I think it's a really nice sort of alternative to the gallery space.
I think for the guests, they get the experience of almost being in a homely kind of setting where they feel relaxed and at home, but they also get the sense of they're in something that's been curated and kind of constructed with a bigger intention in mind.
I honestly believe that like an artist, when they are creating artwork, they are putting in so much love and energy into it that it kind of is shown. I think you can just feel it and you don't even know how to articulate it. It just enhances your experience in a space, and it's so special.